unskilled, untrained, unworthy.
You forgot one. Unstoppable.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lads Discuss a Movie. I have yet to think of a title for these type of discussions. Joining me, as always, is your early mate.
This is just kind of on a whim thing. So maybe this will be a regular thing, maybe it won't. Who knows? It's up to Billy.
Hey, listen, I've already got enough to edit as it is. And joining us is someone who is against blue people on a certain Tabs video of mine, Brobuscus.
What up, hit me?
Yeah, and why are we talking? In fact, why is Brobuscus here instead of Sean? So the topic we're going to talk about is Sonic, specifically Sonic 2. We're doing a non-spoiler discussion and a spoiler discussion for that releases later on this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, it's going to be awkward trying to talk about this particular film for no spoilers, but given the fact it has been out for a while though, we still want to at least, keep some things, on a whim, given the fact some people might have not seen it yet.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Mostly trailer talk.
Yeah. And of course, when we do the spoiler discussion, well, if you watch that before watching the movie and are like, no, I've been spoiled, well, that's your own fucking fault.
It really is your own fault.
Yeah, the title will say non-spoiler for this one, and the next one will literally be in full-on capitals and hashtags, spoilers. If you somehow see all that and you still click on it and get annoyed, that's on you. So, before...
You have no one to blame but yourself.
Exactly. Listen to the Optimus Prime looking man with the katana. Now, I feel like before we do talk about it, we kind of need to address, or I want to kind of talk about the controversy that came with this film, because when it was first announced, people were already kind of skeptical when the first one was announced. And people were more skeptical when they showed this face. This... Mate, can you sum it up for me?
You mean the original design?
Yeah.
To sum that up, kill it with fire!
Pretty much how everyone felt when they saw that face.
Pretty much.
Okay, joking aside, don't get me wrong, comparing it now to the design we've gotten, it looks terrible. But my first initial thoughts on it were just, it's not great.
Yeah,
but
that's kind of where I was too.
Is it
My
like...
first thought was, oh my god, this is hideous.
I mean, okay, is it...
I mean, yes. On one hand, yes. But on the other hand, I got what they were trying to do.
When I got it, I just thought it was a bad idea.
I mean, let's do a comparison. Is it as bad as live-action Goombas from the Mario movie? Hell no.
Oh my god.
Never saw it.
Oh gosh, no. I never saw the full movie, but I saw those Goombas, and oh my gosh, no. The Sonic looks so much better.
Yeah, mate, let me actually just quickly show you live-action Goomba. Because you're going to look at this and be like, that is not a Goomba. Here we go. This is a Goomba, according to the live-action Mario film. I think his silence says it all.
What the fuck were they thinking?
Right?
What's funny is that those are practical suits. They're not CGI.
Yeah.
There's someone inside there, and apparently, from what I heard, they were trying to get like a different look for that, so they poured like coffee on it. But apparently, it was really hot coffee, and it bled through the suit onto the guy.
God.
Ooh.
So that guy probably got third-degree burns real quick.
Yeah.
That whole movie. I don't mean to shill already, but if you want a good idea as to what that movie's development was like, there's a video called "What Happened" by a YouTuber named Matt McMuscles.
Oh, I watch him.
He did a video on the Mario movie, so if you want to go check out how completely messed up that movie's development was. There you go.
Yeah. Well, on to from one video game mascot to another. One thing that was miraculous though, and this even surprised me, the studio actually decided to postpone the film and completely redo the film, redoing Sonic's design. However, they kept the script the same. That should be addressed. They didn't redo the whole film, they just changed Sonic's design. So the film
they
got...
They just had to make a new model and swap it out.
Yeah.
Now, I want to actually address this as well. People were trying to say, oh, was this like some genius like advertisement campaign? Because when you look at it from a certain angle, it's like, you could look at it out that until you realise the studio that had to redo it ended up going bankrupt because of it. And I know that scenes did leak online showing that original Sonic design in the places of the new Sonic design, including the pub scene, the running really fast, and the final battle. So
Not only that, but the guy who redesigned him, Tyson Hess, who by the way is an absolute legend. He confirmed when the second trailer came out with the redesign that he was responsible for how it looks. So it was he literally just said like Paramount brought me on to redesign Sonic. So, you know, you're kind of hearing it from the horse's mouth right there.
yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, that would be like the most genius type of advertisement I've seen in like a movie studio. Like, they show a shitty version only to go with what they originally planned. Just sadly, this isn't the case for this film. I mean, it helped
I mean, I guess to be fair, like, if it was a marketing ploy, it freaking worked.
Oh yeah, I feel like if they did originally had this, the new design, the film would have probably done like average at the box office. Like, not
but it got a lot of
terribly.
people to go see it and realize, yeah, this movie's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to delve into the first film that much because, you know, we've got another film to talk about. My initial thoughts on it, it's fine. You know, if you're a Sonic fan, you'll find something. But if you're just a casual moviegoer, it's fine. That's how I think.
If you're a big Sonic fan, then I highly recommend it. The amount of references and Easter eggs they pull off in that movie are absolutely insane.
We got Sonic!
We did get Sonic, yes.
I still can't believe they actually referenced that. What is the... I'm kind of going off topic. What is the origin of that design?
Don't care.
I think it's just bad fan art. Like,
yeah, it's
that
probably
sort of thing.
bad fan art.
Why did that get so
I will
much
say,
attention?
I've seen that be referenced or like thrown into other media, and I'm just like, why? But for the movie, that was funny. That was brilliant.
Do you ever wonder if that kid looks back on it and he's like, I did that? It's a
I mean, to be fair, it does look like it was drawn by a 5-year-old.
I know, but that kid's probably like in his, like, I don't know, his teenage years, and that image is still going across online.
Is there if I talk about like my thoughts on like the movie itself?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, I want to go into like a little bit of backstory because like I've been a Sonic fan for most of my life, and one of my thoughts, because you know I also watched some Sonic cartoons, the Sonic X anime, and all that stuff. I was also thinking, okay, Sonic is a franchise that I think should never be done in live action, ever. So when the movie was announced,
Whoops.
I was like, oh no.
You weren't alone in that. I'm pretty sure a majority of people thought like that.
Yeah.
And when I started seeing like promotional stuff, like some posters or images of like those freaking legs, I was just like, this is going to be so shit.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
then the original design came out, and I was like, okay, I hate this so much. But then the studio said they were actually going to redo it, and I was like, wait, really? They're actually... Huh. And then when the second trailer came out and showed like the new design, I was like, okay, this actually looks good. I mean, I kind of have to go and see it now because of like how much I hate the original design and the studio actually put in the effort to make it so the fans would like it. I went to see it and I was like, I owe Paramount an apology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna throw. This might be a hot take, but I actually think that, since they didn't do any like reshoots or like rewrites, they just changed the design. So in general, I think the movie still would have been fine, like if they didn't change the design. Obviously, the design is freaking hideous, but I think the movie itself probably would have been a decent watch.
Here's a good analogy. Imagine every movie role Jeff Goldblum has, but replace him with his character in The Fly.
Oh, God.
That's basically what the original movie would have been like.
So, yeah, so initial thoughts on... is that all? Do you have anything else to add, mate?
Well, and of course I'm still constantly questioning, okay, how the hell did Sonic get a good live-action movie?
Yeah.
And apparently 2, and it seems like there's a cinematic universe happening.
I mean, Knuckles is getting a spin-off.
Yeah, how did we get here?
I think I've also overheard discussion about like a Tails spin-off as well.
Hopefully it's a lot better than his video game spin-off.
Could just be a rumor.
But yes, there is a Tails spin-off game and it is bad.
Didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either.
Let me summarize it up. So, you know how the first few Sonic games are about going really fast through a very colourful landscape of obstacles?
Mm-hmm.
Now, for Tails, let's just give him a very slow game where you solve puzzles. Yeah, that's... Yeah, there's a reason people don't talk about that game.
Apparently. This is the first time hearing of it.
Same.
Yeah, let's just say some of my old Game Boys had some pretty shit games. But talking about something that isn't shitty, going right out and say it, this film was fan-fucking-tastic. Even whether you're a casual moviegoer or Sonic fan.
Honestly, I was blown away by how good I thought Sonic 2 was.
Oh my gosh. I literally walked out of the theater. So I went to go see it with my sister on opening weekend, and we both walked out and we were like, this is the best video game movie ever. I think this blows the first movie out of the water, and I love the first movie. This completely, this is miles better, and we were both and we had just watched Uncharted a couple months prior, and we were like, this is the best video game movie, and there's not much question about that.
Yeah, okay, first off, the build up to this film, so we already knew Tails was going to be in it due to the end credit scene. We knew the Master Emerald was going to play a key part, so immediately people were thinking, well, Knuckles is most certainly going to play a role in this movie. Who are they going to voice him? That was kept in the dark for a while, until the legend himself, Idris Elba, tweeted Knuckles. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. He tweeted Knuckles' fist. I was like, this has to be a troll account. There's no way they got motherfucking Idris Elba to play Knuckles.
And then you hear him in the trailer and you're just like, wow, who'd have thought Heimdall would make a great echidna?
Yeah.
Okay, for people who don't know, he's one of my favourite actors in movies in general. Even if he's in a bad film, just hearing his voice is soothing. And not that he's just such a badass sounding man. And what's even funny, originally he was going to give Knuckles a high-pitched voice. How would have that sounded?
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I heard he tried not to play him sexy, and people have come out and said, well, he failed.
It's Idris Elba. Listen, he can say, I'm not going to be sexy. And just him saying that, be like, oh, sexy. Insert Winter Soldier. Oh, too sexy. So,
that was a terrible impression, I know, but
hey, I'm not good at how it should have ended voices. I tried my best.
I can do Batman.
Oh, anyone can do Batman.
Yeah, I know, because I'm Batman.
Well,
Okay, maybe that's not my
can
best
do
attempt, but-
Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, so suck it. That's
That's
probably.
all right.
Anyways,
Oh yeah, so okay, so the build-up was already pretty hyped. You know, we got Tails, Sonic, and Knuckles in one film, and
There's
then-
also the hype that Tails was being played by his in-game voice actor.
yeah.
Take
that
note,
was
Illumination.
Yeah, Illumination, take notes.
oh my goodness, and obviously people thinking they weren't going to bring back Eggman, but of course they're going to bring back Eggman, especially if it's Jim Carrey.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, people were
Well,
trying
I
to
mean-
theorize it was going to be like Metal Sonic or maybe the Echidna tribe because you know Knuckles in it, or people were thinking Knuckles is going to be the only
that's great.
antagonist.
You want? Okay, that's great knowledge. You want to know who created Metal Sonic though? Eggman. Boom. There you go.
There you go. Argument
Yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah. Also, I just want to throw out, it might be because I heard someone that Jim Carrey isn't always down for doing sequels.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so the fact he agreed to this, it's like, wait, excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, is this actually happening?
Yeah, so right, so we're going to talk about a few scenes, but we're not going to go too much into spoilers for this discussion. Mostly just talking about how the story sets up. So
I also
can't-
don't want to get too much into like the cast just yet until we get to spoilers because there's a lot of
oh yeah,
like spoiler stuff we could mention for them.
I mean, I do want to kind of mention just like you know what we thought, how the actors played the characters without revealing certain scenes. You know.
Yeah. Also, a lot of what I want to
Alright.
talk about is just like punchlines.
Is it? Are there certain punchlines for a certain character?
I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
You think you're so funny?
All right, so the film starts off with you know Eggman still stranded in the mushroom level, and without revealing
Mushroom Hill Zone.
without revealing how he got to Earth. I mean, that's not really a spoiler; it was in the trailer. So
Yeah.
he meets Knuckles, and they both sort of have a common goal that they need Sonic for different reasons, of course. And I do kind of like how they set up, you know, how the Master Emerald played a key factor in both these characters' stories. And it kind of delved
Yeah.
into more why Sonic was being looked after by that owl lady. I always forget her name. Longclaw, was it?
Longclaw.
Yeah, Longclaw.
Long claw.
Yeah, because one of my major complaints about the first film, because they kind of deleted that whole growing up scene with them, I kind of felt like Longclaw's inclusion in the movie was kind of just meh. So I do kind of like the fact
It
that
probably doesn't help that he's not an original game character.
yeah, like I
Yeah.
remember spending ages on Google looking up owl characters. It's just like nope, there's never been a character that Sonic.
There is an owl character in the OVA movie, like the one with Metal Sonic.
Yeah. So
But that ain't Longclaw.
Yeah.
in terms of like you know what exactly happened after the events of the first one, because did Sonic decide to just live like a boring little child stuck in his room? No, of course not. He's Sonic. He was
No,
out
he
messing
decides to go be
about.
Batman.
Blue
I'm
Justice,
sorry.
trademark pending.
Yeah, okay.
I knew,
Wait, no, I'm sorry. Blue Justice.
I knew mate was going to say it. The moment Brobuscus said, I was like, he's going to say Blue Justice.
Yeah, if no one else did, I would have.
I mean, it was in the trailer. You have to.
I know. Yeah, and to be honest, people was. I remember hearing some people, like, no joke, there was this one little girl in front of me, when they revealed, without giving too much spoilers, the decoy that Sonic left for his father. Or his adopted father. People, no joke, a little girl went, wow, he's a little shit. It's like,
Wow.
he's Sonic. He's still a kid. Like this is the thing I do like about the films as well. This is meant to represent a young Sonic who's still like, you know, he still wants to explore the world. He still wants to goof about and have fun. He doesn't really want to stay at home and just watch TV and play video games. Well,
Oh,
except
just
for
Plus, when you
Sonic,
think about
basically.
Plus, when you think about it, the first movie was all about him like living in secrecy, so he never really had that kind of like, you know, child to parent relationship that everyone else had. So when when he meets Tom and Maddie,
Donut Wooden Pretzel Lady.
yes, okay, thank you. He finally gets that, and now the second movie's kind of all about that. Kind of how he lives that kind of life.
Yeah. And of course, though, the conflict in this movie, this is something I was kind of wondering, like, and this was one of my fears, because this might be an unpopular opinion, but Tom and Maddie were actually pretty fun characters in the first film. They were realistic type people, like, in the situations they were in.
I really liked them in the first movie.
Yeah,
so did I.
Yeah, this is a typical complaint from movie journalists that, they really took you out of the film. It's like, well...
Oh gosh, let's not talk about them for this movie.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Talk about them just to, like, point out hypocrisy and psych the shit out of them.
Oh mate, if we were to do that, this video would go on for like 2 hours.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, so I was kind of wondering, okay, are these guys going to be complete... Because they don't really acknowledge why they let Sonic go on this big adventure. However, they do kind of cleverly... I like kind of stories that accidentally throw the hero into conflict, because Sonic was just wanting to stay at home for this one time, just to hang out and just, mess about. And, Tom and Maddie were going to a wedding. And that's when Eggman inconveniently interrupts Sonic's fun. So it was actually kind of clever how they...
Very conveniently shows up just as he's alone.
I know, right? But, some people might call that lazy writing, but I was like, no, to be fair though, like, it's a good setup for how Sonic has to go on this big adventure to get the Master Emerald.
Yeah.
He doesn't want his parents to worry.
There is one other thing I'll say about that, but that gets into spoilers, so I'm not gonna say it just yet.
All right. So, so Sonic meets Tails eventually, and that's when they had to go on this big adventure to get to the Master Emerald before Eggman Knuckles. So in a way though, this movie is more like a traditional Sonic game. Sonic needs to get to something before Eggman does, and along the way though, Eggman's always thrown an obstacle in his way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not your typical Sonic cannot walk, so he has to be in a car for a road trip.
Yeah. It's a good blend between like Sonic 2, obviously because Tails, and then Sonic 3.
Yeah. Also, maybe like a couple elements of Sonic Adventure 1 in there.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So that's all we'll talk about the setup for the movie, but we'll save the rest of the discussion for the spoiler. So let's talk about first of all what we thought of the story. I thought it was this is what I call a wholesome movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to try and be so over dramatic. It doesn't need to be so philosophical. It's just, you know what? You're sat down, you're having a fun adventure, you're having some laughs with your friends. This isn't a film I think you could... I mean, maybe you could watch it alone, but I feel like this is a film you have to share with friends because it's just so wholesome and fun.
Yeah. I mean, there is one part... I'm not going to say what it is because obviously it's the spoilers, but there is one part they play near about midway through end of the movie. That...
You alright there? Bruh? Bruh?
We know it's probably not the case, but am I lagging?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently the internet doesn't like your hot takes.
No, the internet does not like my hot takes, apparently. Alright, hold on. I have to go to an echo chamber. Give me a second.
No worries. I think you were saying Actually,
there's a moment they try to be dramatic, and we know it's not, it doesn't go the direction that the movie tries to make us think. But it does a good job with it anyway. That's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah. But I feel like it's kind of the right dramatic for this time, because this is a thing people need to remember as well. This is targeted towards children, so...
Yeah, at the end of the day, it is a kid's movie.
Yeah, I think if they try and go too over-dramatic, too serious, kids would immediately get sucked out of the fun. But I like the fact this isn't
Yeah.
like an insulting kids film where they're like, "Ooh, we got to jingle some keys 24/7 or they won't be interested." No, they have some pretty cute moments. Ones that even made that little shit girl in front of me go, "Aww."
Oh, if we're talking about cute, I'm not gonna say too much on it right just yet, but Tails is freaking adorable.
Yeah.
Dude, I really like Tails in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's a good segue into the cast. Obviously, James Madsen's Tom and Tika Stump.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, Lord.
I can never pronounce this actress's last name. Tika Sumpter.
Sumter.
Yeah, as Maddie. They were really likable. They didn't take up too much screen time, but I feel like they had just the right amount of screen time to have their funny moments.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's Eggman. Do I even need to really go into so much detail to why he was amazing?
I mean, not really.
It's,
Yeah, no, there are no words.
it's Jim Carrey.
Admittedly, I think as far as like the Jim Carrey aspects are concerned, I think I actually like him a touch more in the first movie. That dance moment, especially, just lives rent free in my head. But I think where he shines in this movie compared to the first one is A, his craziness. He's still very much a crazy person. But B, he's also probably better here as far as like dialogue is concerned, because he is still like, I mean, he is stark raving bonkers, but
I mean, he's been stuck on a mushroom planet for like how long?
yeah.
So
but
like,
he's still,
I blame him for being
tell-
insane.
And you know what? He was one of the only casts in this movie that nearly got away with the swear word. We'll talk more about that in the spoiler chat, but he nearly...
Oh, I want to talk about that soon. Spoilers.
I can't believe we nearly had Eggman say shit. Like, that's... it's not mind-blowing to me, though. That's just ridiculous to think that. We live in strange times, people.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, we live in a time where Sonic gets video game movies out of the funk that Mario put them in. So, I mean...
Yeah. Also, we live in a time where live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movies outdo comic book movies at the box office and with critics.
Okay, to be fair, its competition is freaking Morbius.
One
Who
of
the
the,
cares about Morbius?
okay,
Yeah.
that too. But also, the first movie was up against Birds of Prey.
that is true. The fact he managed to beat Harley Quinn, a pretty big DC
You know what?
hero.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's a big accomplishment.
I'll give you that.
Anything else you want to add for Jim
Actually-
Carrey's Eggman?
Sorry, I quickly want to just touch on the whole Morbius thing since Brobuscus brought it up.
Oh yeah.
Like, I remember one day Sony tweeted out like, "Oh, Morbius is the #1 movie in the world. Get hyped." The next day,
A week later.
like, no, it was literally the next day.
Oh god, it was.
Sony overtook it.
quick question. This is super off topic. I'm just morbidly curious. Has anyone here actually seen Morbius?
No.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Is it bad?
All right. Cool. Just wanted to make sure.
It's meh.
I-
Like if it was
don't-
on TV and there was nothing else on, I'd probably watch it.
I've heard what the
I'll
end
probably
credit
watch it
scene
when
is,
it's
and it
online.
makes me angry.
Oh yeah, the end credit
I'll
scene's
probably watch it
stupid.
when it's on like streaming services or some crap. I don't know.
It's stupid, the end credit scene. But before we get too much off topic,
Yeah.
anything
I
else?
do know the end credit scene.
anything else you
I
wanna-
didn't try to avoid spoilers because I don't care about Morbius.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, back to Sonic. Back
Yeah.
to the good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything else you
and,
wanted to add about Jim Carrey's Eggman? So I feel like you were going to mention
Oh,
something
I mean,
else.
he was amazing. I don't know what more we can say.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
until we
nothing more
get
we
spoilers.
can say. Just he was absolutely. He did dial up the crazy a bit more, which, given where his character started, that's totally fair.
True.
Yeah.
And briefly
And
touch on this
someone-
actress.
I was watching.
Oh, sorry.
I was watching a video where someone points this out. He's not really a villain in the first movie, at least at the beginning.
No,
No,
he was
he's just a super crazy government agent.
yeah, he was just doing
but
his
then,
job.
like, yeah, and then he's just like spiraling more into villainy because man, he just hates that hedgehog so much.
Yeah.
It's fitting. We won't talk about it too much in this discussion, but Natasha Rothwell as Rachel. You know what? She was much funnier in this film than she was in the last one. Though I can relate to her with the little daughter going crazy about Sonic.
To be fair, the bar is so low for that character.
I know, but do you know what? Even in her first line she said to Tom, she actually got me to chuckle. I was like, okay, they've clearly updated her humour. She's not the whiny aunt character. Well, I mean, she still is, but not, a lazily written one.
Keep in mind in the first movie, you've got that, bitchy sister-in-law trope, but at that point, Tom was declared a national terrorist.
I know, still.
I mean, true, but
I feel like some of her actions, towards him were a little justified.
Okay, on one hand, fair, but on the other hand, literally her first line, before any of that even happens, is DIVORCE.
Yeah,
that happens before.
Before
Tom even knows Sonic exists.
Okay, yeah, so bit of both, I guess.
Yeah.
I just question.
She's better in this movie.
Keeps up with her because that is such an unhealthy sibling relationship.
Sometimes you just gotta deal with it, man. I don't know why I went into some hippie voice there.
Yeah, why did you try and sound like a stoner?
I mean, that's just your opinion, man. Anyone who gets that reference, you're old.
If you want to talk about Stone, there's Agent Stone.
Ah, yes.
AKA probably the best human character in this movie that isn't Robotnik.
Yeah, I feel like he shines a lot more in this movie than the first one, and even then, I still enjoyed him in the first one, especially after the latte scene.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Even though people say he had fewer scenes than the first one, he somehow, much like Jim Carrey, he stole the scene a lot. And the actor, you could just tell he is having a blast, just playing as his
He is having such a good time. I see him so many times on my Twitter feed because I follow the Sonic Twitter, the Sonic movie Twitter. So they retweet a lot of the actors' stuff about the movie. I forget the guy's name, but
I'll put it on screen.
But he is very passionate about this movie and his character.
Yeah,
so
and he's already confirmed to be in the next one as well. So get ready for some more stoning. Wait, that sounds bad out of context.
That sounds wrong, but yay.
Wait, so we're gonna see executions?
No, murder!
I mean, actually, no, I'm not gonna say anything on that just yet.
Alright, I tell you what, so we've talked a lot about the human characters, and we are getting to the 40-minute mark, so I think we'll wrap up by talking about what we thought of, the Sonic. Yeah, so, of course, let's start off by talking about Sonic himself, played by, how do you pronounce his name again? Ben Schwartz? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good at pronouncing American and English names, never Japanese ones. So, Ben Schwartz as Sonic, you know what? I feel like in the first one he was pretty good. In this one, though, he was having so much fun in the recording booth. You could just tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, with how much he's quipping in this movie as well, you can tell he's having an absolute blast, and he's super passionate just about the movie as well. I don't know if you saw that video before the film came out. He posted on his Twitter where he's leaning out of a car window because he sees a Sonic 2 billboard and he's really excited.
Yeah, this is what I kind of like about when a film gets advertised like this, where you can see stars taking pictures on set. That can already give you an idea. Even if a film's good or bad, you can tell the people behind it had a passion behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas, bringing up again, Morbius, honestly, I only saw the trailers, barely any of them saw any of the actors talking about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
So,
the only actor I saw talk about it was Matt Smith, saying he was confused about his character.
Oh, that's a good selling point, isn't it? So, I don't know what I was doing in the film, but I think I saw a blue guy ride alongside me and he hijacked a truck. I don't know, then I had to get back onto Morbius. It was a confusing day. But, yeah, you know what? And I feel like, as well, this actor doesn't get as much credit for... Because I know we said, the emotional scenes aren't as, as amazing as, a lot of serious films. But, honestly, you can tell Ben was also doing a good job portraying, a very emotional side for Sonic. And a without going too much spoilers, a big brother persona to Tails.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. They nailed the dynamic between Sonic and Tails perfectly.
Yeah, like, because that was the thing, like, this will be segue into, the actress for Tails. Yeah, it was really kind of cool to see, Sonic go from what essentially was just a young kid trying to find a family to then becoming a character who was going to be like an older brother to this new character, because as much as Tails is smart, he's not entirely sure of everything about Earth, just, the basic communications and gadgets and stuff.
Yeah.
Sonic was able to teach him the fun parts of,
He's also
Earth.
really freaking shy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, again, I'm really glad this will also go into why I love another certain character. I was worried they were going to do modern Tails, who's cowardice, who's just obnoxious, and a bit of a show-off of his tech. But no, he's actually, he's meeting his hero, I will admit, it was kind of creepy the fact that Tails has apparently been watching Sonic, which is very questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so... Like, on one hand, it is a little, like, odd and borderline creepy, but at the same time, they do have, like, more cute scenes to, like, balance it out.
Oh yeah, this wasn't like, Amy Stalker vibes. No, this was just kind of like... how...
No, we're not there yet.
Yeah, I guess we could say like,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I guess
we're gonna get stuck for Amy in the future, probably.
We might not, who knows?
If they're gonna bring Amy into these movies, I hope it's Amy from Sonic Boom.
Honestly, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they might give her, like, her Boom personality, but, like, her, like, regular design.
I'll be 100% behind that.
I hope they modify it a little bit, because let's not have any upskirt shots.
Oof, yeah.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I guess this would be a good segue into Tails' character, and honestly, yeah,
he's adorable and should be protected at all costs.
He is. I really enjoyed his character, like, because he starts off seeming like he's a confident hero, but the moment when he's going up against Eggman and Knuckles, he is like, oh my god, I'm so out of my element right now. It's like, and I guess you could kind of relate to that, because imagine you at one point just saving, like, someone, and then suddenly you're being chased by a man with, like, egg robots shooting missiles at you. It's like, yeah, that's pretty scary. Like, he's never had to experience it. From what we can see from little detail in the we don't see much of it, but we do kind of see where he was living. It's clear he doesn't go outside as often. We can tell he mostly
Classic
tinkers.
gamer mindset.
Right? Yeah, he's more of a tinkerer. He gets gadgets, he messes around a bit, and he, he looks at the universe through his computer, which Tails has the best Wi-Fi connection. Like, Jesus Christ, wherever he is, he has the best Wi-Fi.
I mean, in one of the games, he claimed he fixed a supercomputer with, and I quote, dishwashing detergent and a toothpick. Okay. How the hell do you do that?
Yes, okay, Sega, we need answers. Like, that needs to be shown.
No, you know what?
Also, apparently...
No, to quote Riz Grestar, screw you, physics, it's Tails. There's your answer.
Yeah. But,
yeah, there you go.
But
also, apparently, like, the shockwave from Sonic in the first movie, apparently spread to, like, apparently reached his home planet. I'm like, how?
That is impressive. That is impressive. I tell with me bringing up that whole brag from Tails, this actually goes to another compliment I have about this Tails. I like the fact he isn't like a god when it comes to technology, because as much of his technology is amazing compared to human standards, it's still kind of flawed. Like, without going to reveal too much, his translator was a bit off and on.
That was also a thing in the Sonic Colors too.
Sonic Colors, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I do kind of like the fact, Tails, as much as he's good with technology, they're not exactly, perfected type of weapon. Actually, I do need to talk about this. Tails
he's only 8 years old.
Yeah, he's 8 years old, and he has a gun that can explode cars. Does he not have parents that are watching? No, I have a nuke. That's
dude. Dude, in most media, Tails is an orphan.
Really? That's where he had parents. I mean,
Yes.
I know they died in the Archie comics, but are we to assume his parents are dead now?
I mean, we don't ever see them, and we see like Cream's mom in Sonic X. So like,
No, she is in Sonic Rush.
oh, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Cool, didn't know that.
Alright, so okay, yeah. So for all intents and purposes, I guess that would make sense, given the fact no one tries to look for him when he leaves his home planet.
Yeah, that too.
I tell you, do you
Yeah, we'll
guys
get
have
to
any,
that in spoiler territory, I guess.
do you guys have anything else to add for good old Tails?
I will say I do very much appreciate that they went out of their way to get Tails' official VA. I will say though, I was kind of distracted at first. Like we got Ben Schwartz, Idris Elba, and now all of a sudden we got an actual game voice actress coming in. I'm like, okay, this is a little distracting. Not bad, but distracting.
I can see where you're coming from. Yeah.
Because like on one hand, like it does make Tails feel like very much like his game counterpart, which is all well and good. But then you have these new versions of Sonic and Knuckles, and I'm like, okay, all right.
I mean, I'm just glad that Tails isn't voiced by an actual kid this time.
Yeah.
So that was not a good choice.
The Sonic Adventure days, where they got some poor unfortunate kid to voice act Tails, who
Oh,
clearly
gosh.
has never had acting experience.
Oh gosh, if you want to talk about bad voice acting for Tails, I did a video where I reviewed Sonic Heroes, and
yeah.
Tails' VA in that is awful.
I'm falling! Jesus Christ. I love that game, but yeah, the acting in that was pretty bad.
Yeah, and I mean, a little bit off topic. Heroes, Adventure 1 and Adventure 2, I would love to see remakes.
Oh gosh, please.
Like, we've got the Insane trilogy and the Reignited trilogy. Just give us that, but with Sonic.
Dude, I'd be so down. I would play them in a heartbeat.
Oh, same.
So, I guess to wrap up the non-spoiler discussion, though, finally, Knuckles.
Knock, knock, it's Knuckles.
What is there to say about him?
Nice.
He is fucking badass.
Yeah. I mean,
I love him. I love him
Okay.
so much.
I've heard people say this might be like the best version of Knuckles, like, for a while now.
Honestly,
And I can see why, honestly.
Yeah, so
Like,
yeah.
Right, okay, so unlike Boom, they don't play up like, oh, he's stupid. Like, I would describe him more like Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, he's just a goofball.
yeah.
That's it.
I tell you what, you know what? Knuckles was always my favourite
He's-
Sonic character. Oh, sorry, did you say something?
I was just saying, like, he's a serious yet gullible goofball.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he
Not a
does, like,
moron.
he does have his comedic moments, which I'll talk about in spoiler territory. But
Yeah.
he's also
The thing
they
is that they
establish him as
also have been
quite
taking
the
things
physical threat.
incredibly seriously. Whereas before it was just like, oh, he's like, that's his thing. He's stupid, so obviously he's got to be stupid. Like,
yeah. To kind of go over.
I admittedly I don't hate the modern things they do for Sonic as much as a lot of other people do, but
Ooh.
the cowardly Tails and the idiotic Knuckles are kind of annoying. Yeah.
Yeah. That Knuckles was always one of my favourite Sonic characters. Like, because the reason for that, one of my first ever Sonic games was Sonic and Knuckles, and I always played as Knuckles first because I enjoyed him the most. He had much more interesting abilities than Sonic. But in Sonic Adventure as well, they kind of expanded upon his story, because before he was just seen as, oh, you know, that guy who just hangs around the woods with animals, you know, whatever. I do like the fact they expanded on his lore, that he's actually from like some tribesmen of powerful warriors, but they have a dark past, revealing that despite the fact Knuckles is the last of his kind, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe they kind of just caused their own demise.
They kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, but it adds a bit more tragedy to Knuckles, because he still tries to honour his clan, but he is not trying to, you know, destroy the world and kill chows. Yeah, that was a thing in Sonic Adventure. People that Knuckles' grandfather killed chows.
And you know, they kind of also raised a water monster that flooded an entire city. You know, as you do.
Yeah, and yeah, Knuckles was just an interesting character, and much like how they made him in this movie, he wasn't stupid. He's just not accustomed to what we consider normal. He's grown up with tribespeople. He only knows training, fighting, and honor. That's all he knows. He doesn't even know the concept of a handshake, goddammit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll get to that in spoiler territory.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's my favourite running gag. And one of my worst fears for Sonic 2 was that they were going to turn him into... Okay, to be fair, here's a thing that's always conflicting. Knuckles and Sonic Boom is hilarious. And I will accept...
he is absolutely hilarious, yeah.
Yes, like...
But it's just not Knuckles.
No, like, if Sonic Boom was, like, a completely original series, then it probably would be, like, you know, held up higher. But trying to view that as, you know, the battle-hardened warrior that protects his honor and his tribe, to, oh, I can't read. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't tell left from right.
Yeah, ate a napkin. The fact we both.
And then when he realized it was like, yeah, I know it's a napkin. He just kept eating it.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's like it's one of those things where you laugh at it, then you're just annoyed afterwards.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that, you know, Knuckles has comedic moments, but it's not like he's dumb. It's just that he just doesn't understand it.
He just takes everything way too seriously.
Yeah.
And he like overthinks everything.
Yeah, but
he's way too literal with stuff.
Yes, that's why I would exactly it. Yeah.
That's why I describe him like Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do like the fact they do. It's not shown too often. I do like the fact they do reference a lot of the characters' secondary abilities. Like it only happens once, but seeing Knuckles use his like boxing gloves to climb up the cliffside is like, okay, that was cool. And
yeah,
I need to. He
does not glide though. That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Maybe Sonic 3.
And I also do like the fact, right, despite the fact Knuckles is roughly the same size as Sonic, hearing this in theaters, man, every step he took was almost like Godzilla entering the scene, like stomping in. It's like, wow. For a tiny guy, he does some big booms. And I also listening to like his ability, like his punching, like in the cinema was just so epic because it really sounded. You can hear the amount of power this little guy has.
Yeah.
Which is always Knuckles' thing. He's power. You know, he may not be the fastest of the Sonic team, but you know what? He has something
definitely
else.
Not the smartest.
No, like this is already shown in the trailer. When he stops Sonic as he's doing his spinball attack, like hot damn, that looks so sick.
Yeah. Also keep in mind, same attack that defeated Eggman in the first movie. So
yeah,
you know, just having him like no sell that establishes just how much of a threat Knuckles is.
And sent a 3-ton ship flying to another planet.
Yeah. And Knuckles is literally holding it. The fact as well, his hand barely even looked like it was being grazed by Sonic's like quills. Like, wow. What's even funny is in every other media, Knuckles needs to at least use 2 hands to try and stop Sonic. But in this one, nah. Lefty bitch. So, and we have to talk about the voice for Knuckles. Like, I like the fact, I really am happy Idris didn't try and go for the high-pitched voice he was talking about doing. In an interview, he said he was going to give Knuckles a more higher-pitched voice. Really glad they didn't. Really glad they gave him... And you know what? Idris Elba is a really good choice to do a Triban type of accent because he mentions his parents or a lot of his grandparents were like natives. So it was actually a nice touch that he put on a tribesman type of accent when doing Knuckles' voice.
Yeah.
Does raise a
Like a lot.
question though how he knows English.
I mean, how does anyone know any English in sci-fi?
Good question.
Like, just like aliens, like everywhere.
Well, except for Jabba the
Yeah.
Hutt, despite the fact his family all know English. You do the maths
Is it
on
weird?
that.
Is it weird? That's a line I kind of want in a Star Wars movie. Someone just questions, "Why are we speaking English?"
Maybe not in any serious moment.
Oh, obviously.
Give me 1 second.
But yeah, Idris Elba just had I like the fact as well. Like, even during let's say the wholesome scenes, he still had that very deep sounding type of voice and meaner. And honestly, as a big Knuckles fan, I felt like they did him justice in this film. That's all I got to say for the non-spoiler talk.
Alright, so we moving on to spoiler stuff.
Do you guys have anything to add for Knuckles though? Or I guess you mostly want to talk about the non-spoiler, the spoiler.
Okay, I'm back.
Cool. We're just about to jump onto spoilers. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, let's do it.